What's going on, guys? Greg with PizzlesTechTime, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Chumba Casino, something that is close to my heart. I have been playing this game since 2016. I've been playing it on and off. I'm gonna let you know my review of it after playing it for 90 days. And if you make it to the end of the video, I'm gonna give you my opinion of McLuck in the new Snoop Dogg game, and you won't wanna miss it, guys. Quit Chumba. I let them know I wasn't gonna play anymore. Hold on. You haven't even told anyone what Chumba is, and Chumba was one of the first slot games that offered the sweep coin type of game. What a sweep coin game does is it allows you to purchase game coins, and then they give you the sweepstake coins as a little bonus. The game coins are basically non-transferable. You can look at the sweep coins as entries into a sweepstakes, usually universal to whatever currency you're playing on. So in the US, one sweep coin is $1. And then with Chumba specifically, once you get to 100 sweep coins, you can do something called cashing out. Now, what happens in between cashing out and what happens into playing in the game, I'm going to get into in this video, because obviously I played for many years, but I just played for the last 90 days straight, and yes, I ended up quitting Chumba. I have asked them to delete my account, and I'll get into that into this video. But if this is your first time here, guys, I've been making tech videos for 10 years, and I lost my damn tooth trying to do this for you guys. So please hit the subscribe button, followed by the notification bell, so you don't miss my next video, guys. Chumba Casino definitely is not all bad. It's definitely not all good. These are my experiences playing it, and if you ever have a problem with gambling, just check out the links below and I'll have some numbers to call for support. Back to Chumba Casino. Now, somebody from my work introduced me to Chumba Casino a long time ago. I would use my free play every day. They would give you $1 and you could use that free play to spin at like 20 cents. And eventually you get to the point where that 20-cent spin isn't really doing it for you, so you end up putting in a little bit of your money.
Before Chumba Casino, I used to get foot massages, and Gregory also used to take me out on dates and take us to the park. Now, with Chumba Casino, all of that has stopped.
Yes, I need, bitch. I need for you to do your...
The first question that you probably have about Chumba Casino is it legit? And I'm gonna say yes, it is definitely legit. You can put money in, you can cash money out. However, in order to cash out, you have to hit a $100 threshold. And what I've seen is the games do change their behavior, pretty much based on this threshold. If you're betting around $1 or $2, you'll get a big bonus and you'll be almost at that threshold, and you'll get like $98.99. And I've been playing slots for most of my life at this point, over 15 years. I recently stopped going to the casino as much, but I ended up playing this Chumba Casino, and I've never seen a slot machine really not want to get you over $100. If you get near the threshold with Chumba, you will see that it is going up and down, but it's just under that $100, and it is a little bit strange. Going back to the question, is it legit? Yes, it's a legit casino. Because of the lack of regulations and because of that $100 threshold, I don't really know what's going on there. I did win a jackpot, but I had spent, so much money in order to even come close to winning that much money. So it definitely is legit, but the $100 threshold is a little bit sketchy. Seeing as a regular casino, you're not trapped into playing into a certain amount. So I don't really love that aspect of the casino, but it definitely is a real casino. You can put money in and you can cash out. Probably second biggest question is about the redemptions. Can I actually take my money back and do these redemptions after you get to $100. And yes, you can take a redemption out even if the money was free from the casino or from a bonus. If you have played that money through the casino and then get to $100, you can cash out. Let me tell you something you're probably not surprised about is the redemption process is pretty aggravating. What I've noticed over the years is that when I don't have any money to redeem and I try to set up a bank account, it's really quick. And then when I have a large win and I'm trying to redeem it, then all of a sudden you'll start getting these denials and they'll request information, more information, more information. They want to see your bank statement, they want your bank account. So I ended up winning close to $1,000 on, like, you know, not much money that I put in. I went to go redeem and I realized I had a new account. So what I ended up having to do was set up that bank account again, and they gave me a lot of trouble with this. They kept denying it, saying that they needed more information. Finally, I opened a new account, and by the time I did that, it had been like a week and a half, and I had actually spent all that money. Once you start redeeming, or once you're trying to redeem, you'll notice that the games aren't really playing almost like they used to, and you'll see a lot of people talking about this on Reddit. When you have a redemption that's in progress, these games, they seem impossible to win. You can literally put hundreds and hundreds of dollars in and not get a bonus. I actually did ask Chumba about this. Basically, any questions that you have about the games or how they play, Chumba will basically answer you and tell you random number generator.
Random number generator.
Luckily, they have a pretty amazing gaming system that if you're in a bonus and you get disconnected, you'll usually open the game back up. It will put you right back in the bonus, which is really nice. But if you ever have any questions about the games or the payouts, basically Chumba will give you this loaded response, how everything is based on a random number generator. That's definitely true to an extent. And when you go to a normal casino and you're playing a slot, all those slots are based off random number generators. But they do all have different odds. Basically, them saying random number generator is their way of basically ruling out any fault of theirs. I ended up having a few times where I actually won a very large amount of money, $9,000, and I was waiting about 2 weeks to get the money from Chumba after I had put a lot of money in. I had noticed I was playing the same game and it would just not win. It would be like, pretty much like all day I'd be playing this and it would not win at all. And I would get mad and I would keep trying to play. And then finally I'd get a bonus. You know, maybe I might win back some of the money that I put in, but it was literally like all day. And every other time I played this, you know, you can basically tell if it's hot or cold. This is totally different. This is literally, I have videos on my phone of just 20 minutes of just losing every single spin for 2 hours, just losing. So I sent this to Chumba and they basically said, oh yeah, random number generator, right? The weird thing is I ended up canceling a redemption I had at one point, and then all of a sudden the game snapped right back and I started winning again. And it's very suspicious how when you're losing, you lose everything, and then when you win, you get almost all the money back that you've played, like suspiciously close to how much money you put in. And when you're in a redemption, you're just gonna lose until you put all that money back, or until there is some arbitrary number that you have to put back in. I don't exactly understand how it works. Chumba says it's a random number generator, but maybe they're saying it's gonna randomly generate when it's gonna allow you to win again. If you win $9,000 like I did, I ended up putting like $4,000 back in. I never won that money back. Wanting to get that money back so bad, I just kept playing, but I could not win betting $5, betting $2. I could never get anywhere near to the money I had put in over the past few weeks. It would always be whatever I had spent for the day, suspiciously close. I did this 3 times. I was redeeming about $600 and I would continue playing and I would lose literally $600 to $700, whatever I was about to redeem, then realize I was being an idiot, and then I would cancel the redemption, and then the game would start playing normally again. And very, very strange behavior. So yes, it is a real casino, but because there is no regulation, and because it is run by an organization, and their numbers are very private, they really only came out once they were sued, and they are still very private about their odds. You can't even get your win-loss statement unless you privately email them. One of the games I was playing had a major that would go up. It is my favorite game. The major will go up to about 10,000, and then somebody will win the major and it will reset. So I had won that major, and I had been playing that game for a long time. And I noticed Chumba released some new games from the same manufacturer, and the majors stopped hitting. So let's say it usually hits from 8 to 12. All of a sudden, it was going up to 28,000. So I ended up foolishly playing that game and realizing that the whole time that major was going up, it was giving me dead spins over and over and over again. And I started recording the screen because it was so bad. So I was like, okay, maybe it's because the major is about to hit. It's probably not a glitch. So I'm sitting here on Saturday morning where I should be working, and I'm gambling, and the game goes offline. And I'm looking and it says game being serviced by Chumba. And I'm like, okay, so the game came back on and the major had reset. So I'm literally watching. I'm there watching as they reset it. I go back in the game and the major was reset and the game started playing normally again. Really didn't care. I wasn't going to complain about that. But then it happened the next weekend. And then it happened the next weekend again. And I'm playing and losing money, and I started to get frustrated, so I asked Chumba, what is going on with these games? There's a fishing game and there's the skull game. They both have that major that's going up super, super high, but never hitting. And then all of a sudden it resets. And when it's way up there, like the major is really high, the game is not performing like a random number generator. It's performing like an ATM for Chumba. It's like the bonuses are like $1 or $2. No matter what you're betting, you're only gonna win a few dollars, maybe get a small amount of your money back. And most of your spins are just losing. And I've tried different bets. I've tried exiting the game. I've tried all different things. And the only thing that actually changes the behavior of the game is when the major had been reset. Either it had been won or it had been reset by Chumba. I can't say for sure, except for that one time I definitely was watching the game get taken down. And when it came back up, the major was reset. So I ended up emailing Chumba to ask them about this because I had become a pretty frequent player, and I thought, hey, I deserve to know what's going on with this game. It is the game that I enjoy playing the most. And they basically told me there was no issue with the game and blah, 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 blah. Random number generator. You know, I had been playing this game for years. I only noticed really two behaviors with this game. You know, average. Some bonuses are good, some bonuses are horrible. But then the game will go into this mode where the major is rising and it's literally just taking thousands of dollars at a time. To me, a little bit strange, especially because the game seemed to be malfunctioning. The response I got from Chumba is they're looking into it, and they kept acting as if they didn't take the game down. I kept being persistent and I kept saying, I've been playing this for 90 days straight and I've watched this game, the major, go up. It's like there's a glitch and it's just taking money and then it resets and it starts playing normally again. Not surprised that they didn't answer. But one thing's for sure, I'm not going to continue playing. I had a similar experience with McLuck Casino. After I quit Chumba, I let them know I wasn't going to play anymore. Even though I won that large prize that one time, what I'm seeing here, without the regulation, without the oversight, and without them being transparent, is that I can't really trust that they are doing their due diligence to make sure that people are not getting taken advantage of. This is a very addictive type of gaming, And when there's money on the line, a lot of people don't have money. I don't really like the idea of people losing money that they don't have because they think they have a chance of winning this big prize, when in reality the game is set up to make you believe that. I would definitely say use this as entertainment. Do not believe that it is an actual casino. It is a casino type sweepstakes game. Because they don't have to be open and they don't have any regulation, the money that you're putting in is obviously not guaranteed to come back to you. You could lose every day for 365 days, and they're just going to tell you it's a random number generator and tough luck. Definitely a really interesting casino. The games are a lot of fun. Right now they're telling me they're going to investigate and they don't want to delete my account yet. They're going to get back to me, but I've asked them 3 times to delete my account and they're trying to prolong this. I had let them know I had interest in making this 90-day Chumba review because I think it's important. So I played McLuck and I was playing the Snoop Dogg game and I had actually got a win. It didn't pay. The game didn't play as normally. Normally they would disappear and the game would continue cascading, and I was like, whoa, that's weird. So then I pressed spin again, and a few spins later the same thing happened. Clearly I had a win and the game just did not respond. So I took screenshots of both times and I reached out to McLuck, and they basically said, oh, our games are performing as normal. So even if I show them proof that the game pretty much just took my money and did not play correctly, they didn't care. So I had them delete my account too. And what I've taken away from this is, yes, just like in a regular casino, some people win and most people lose. It is a lot more dangerous when there is no regulation at all, and you've got companies like McLuck and Chumba who really don't have to answer to you or anyone. So basically, we are their ATMs, and if you don't use this as an entertainment only purpose, you're probably going to have a rough time. I would suggest using small bets and playing the games and having fun. And if you do have a problem, check out the gambling hotline below. And I will say that out of all the casinos I've played, Chumba does have the funnest games, and they do have the biggest wins. But that's not really saying much because most of these casinos are really, really bad, and a lot of them share the same games. After playing Chumba 90 days and winning that big prize, I still ended up deleting my account because the time that went into this, I could be spending with my family. The money that I spent, I could be using for other purposes, like paying for my tooth or doing other things for this YouTube channel. If you appreciate this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, followed by liking this video because I put some effort into making this, and I greatly appreciate all your support out there. My name's Greg with PizzlesTechTime. I make tech videos weekly in order to keep you entertained and well informed, and I really appreciate you taking the time to spend here with me, and I hope you haven't lost too much money. Yes, Chumba Casino is real, the games are fun, but you should use it for entertainment purposes only. And until next time, guys, I'm out. Peace.